What day is today? Today is um, April April 28th. April 28th. It's a Thursday. How are you? Let's have some cup of joe. Right? It's been a while. Try to adjust the camera. Oh, yeah, it will do. So let's talk about bug out vehicles. Bug out vehicles. Um, what's a good bug out vehicle for me? As per my humble opinion, there are so many other experts out there on prepping and survivalism as per bug out vehicle. But this is my 10 cents worth as to what's an effective bug out vehicle for me. By the way, I'm Jason, your host for this channel, Hagbayon channel. Okay, a channel devoted to current events, literature, rock music, outdoors activities, Filipino martial arts, and other form of martial arts, blade culture, prepping, survivalism, and other interesting topics. Okay, let's go back to our topic. What's a nice bug out vehicle for me, and what's a good bug out vehicle? I think, in my opinion, um, I think a good bug out vehicle ought to be fuel efficient. With the current situation there at Eastern Europe between Russia and Ukraine, um, there's been fuel price hike. So, particularly here in the Philippines, there was an incredible increase. Okay, an incredible increase in fuel cost and prices. Um, so, a good bug out vehicle, you know, must be very fuel efficient. And another criteria is mobility. A good bug out vehicle must be mobile enough, so it must have mobility as characteristic. During some events, you know, disasters, wars, etc., uh, the main thoroughfares might not be clear enough for us to be able to use it with ease uh, when we use really huge, bug out vehicles, trucks, vans, four-wheel drives, etc., or four by four. Traffic might negate the very purpose of the bug out because everyone would be there. Everyone would be out there in the traffic, out there streets. Hmm. Nice. What else? A good bug out vehicle must also be heavy duty or sturdy. Heavy duty enough. Um, it has to be a survivalist as well, like its users. So I think a bug out vehicle must really withstand pressure. It must be able to withstand the difficulties of the contingency, right? And also, a bug out vehicle must have parts that are readily available. You know, vehicles wherein you can easily find various spare parts easily, okay, wherever you may be. It may be a really fancy car or fancy van or 4x4 PUV. Um, but if it's difficult, but if the spare parts are very difficult to find, it will serve no purpose when the time comes. Okay, when, for instance, there are contingencies, repairs to be needed, and uh, voila, you cannot find the spare parts in nearby, hardwares and auto shops. Right? By the way, it is 4:30 in the afternoon today. Today again is April 28th. Tama? April 28th. It's a Thursday. Right. Another characteristic of a good bug out vehicle, I think, is that the vehicle must be affordable enough. Affordability. Well, as you know, there are so many preppers out there who prefer branded items. Uh, they want quality. They don't want cheapos, so to speak. But you know what? If you just know how to look, I think you will be able to find value for your money. So much value for your money. No need to, you know, buy the latest model, etc. If you just know what to look for and where to look for it. Hi there, Kabuti TV. Hello. Welcome to my small YouTube channel, Kabuti TV. So let's also check his channel. Good afternoon. Okay, there. Affordability. Of course, I agree that there are, brands that are known for quality and they come with a tag price. But then again, if you know where to look for the items that you like. If you know what you're looking for, you might just be able to find a good brand with a good price and with a good quality behind it. All right. So those are some of the characteristics of a good bug out vehicle, in my humble, opinion, with this online tambayan that we have right now. Fuel efficient, mobile, sturdy or heavy duty, with off-road. Yeah, there, off-road capability. I forgot to mention. Okay, off-road capability. The vehicle must have some kind of an off-road capability. You see, during emergencies, contingencies, bug out scenarios, will more likely have to pass by off-grid, in off-road uh, routes. Um, Needless to say, the highways and the main thoroughfares may not be so safe. So we might need to look for, other shortcuts and other, you know, passageways going to our bug out location, for instance. So the vehicle must have some kind of off-road capability. Otherwise, the vehicle will die on you. So yeah, there. Those are the characteristics of a good bug out vehicle for me. Fuel efficient, mobile, sturdy or heavy duty, with parts that are easily available, affordable, and with off-road capability. We need to find affordable vehicles because you can't just invest on one thing alone. You have to invest on other things as well. So it has to be affordable so that you can also invest on other things, right? So hi there. It's a nice afternoon. Let's enjoy our hot drinks. And talking about bug out vehicles, hi there, Manoy, Noah Aleph official. Noah Aleph official, uh, no entry. Is that a no entry sign? Um, Noah Aleph official, thanks for dropping by, Manoy. Okay, talking about bug out vehicles again. I recently purchased. We recently purchased. I mean, the family recently purchased a vehicle. So before we actually had a four by wheel, no sorry, four by four uh, drive vehicle, and we got it for a cheap price. It's second hand. Uh, I need not discuss the advantages of buying second hand automobiles or motor vehicles. There are so many channels out there, especially the channel of Chinkitan, discussing the viability of purchasing second-hand vehicles. So that's one thing. The vehicle serves us well because it's even if it's second-hand, it's 4x4 and it's very useful. And recently, we also purchased a motorcycle. Actually, it's a Honda TMX Alpha. A Honda TMX Alpha. We got it just a few days ago, and it is, I think, the second generation of its kind. The first Honda TMX Alpha actually came out in the year 2014, 2014, and it ran until 2017. So we got the second generation, the TMX Alpha, the Honda TMX Alpha second generation, which came out after 2017. Now there's a third generation. I think it's a 2021 Honda TMX Alpha. It's a cafe racer type of motorcycle. So you might want to check it out. It's really nice to look at. It's a cafe racer type of motorcycle, classic. You see, the Honda TMX Alpha is a favorite among people who like to modify, who like to upgrade their motorcycles and turn them into a cafe racer type motorcycle. Maybe that's the reason why Honda came out with the third generation Honda TMX Alpha uh, that has a gray oil tank, oil, no, not oil, fuel tank. I mean, a gray fuel tank, which is reminiscent of World War II era classic, motorcycle. Yeah, Kabuti TV. Classic type motorcycle is the new trend. Yeah, actually, if you look around, you will see lots of modified motorcycles, upgraded or modified. Of course, legally modified as per LTO or Land Transportation Office standards. Modified as cafe racer. The thing with the Honda TMX, it's something you can modify later. And as I said, it fits the characteristics of a good bug out vehicle. It's fuel efficient, around the six for around wait 1 liter for around 60 or so kilometers. So that's just for 1 liter. Okay, and the it's also mobile. It also has mobility because it's a motorcycle, more mobile than uh, a four-wheel type of vehicle. And it's also heavy duty because in fact it is called Honda TMX because it's TMX actually means tricycle model extreme. Tricycle model extreme. So it's actually being used by people who are in the transport business, being used as the motorcycles for tricycles. If you're in Naga, we call it trimobile. So TMX actually means uh, tricycle model extreme. All right. There are other brands, of course, that is actually competing with Honda TMX. The closest rival is actually Yamaha YTX as per price differential. Yeah, I like having one maybe soon. Um, Yamaha YTX is the closest rival of Honda Tmx Alpha as per price differential, because Honda TMX is priced at 50,000 to 51,000, but because of the current crisis, there has been an increase in price. It's now 55,000. Yeah, Honda engine I think is better. That's according to our friend Kabutiti. So there. Honda is really known for longevity and quality. It's been around for a long time. It's part of the big four, big four brands: Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Yamaha, the big four. But needless to say, there are lots of brands right now. We have Skygo, Ruzi, uh, so many other really nice brands out there that are China made. Uh, China is also catching up with Japanese models or Japanese brands. Right, that's Honda TMX Alpha. That's what we got because of the following of the above mentioned or the previously mentioned reasons. But what I got is the second generation Honda TMX Alpha. I was looking for the third generation, the Cafe Racer type, but well, for some reason I did changed my mind. I got the second generation, the black TMX Alpha. So I call it Black Alpha because I like to ride with, you know, with this. You have seen it before. I like to ride with black armor, black helmet, etc., etc. So it's it's better if I have a black motorcycle as well. Only that I must add some stickers, reflectorized stickers for added visibility. So because I'm wearing black, so I might not be visible at night. I might not be so much visible at night. So I might need to install or to attach more stickers, reflectorized stickers for added visibility. Another motorcycle that we actually, uh, in a sense, acquired because we reserved it already. I reserved it already. Is the Honda XRM motard. Honda XRM motard, or if not, the Honda XRM Dual Sports, because of its off-road capability. But Honda TMX Alpha also has some form of off-road capability because of its telescopic shock in uh, front wheel. I mean, and there's been videos of it being used on the trail. Okay, being used on the trail as an off-road motorcycle. It actually works. You just know how to drive it in that kind of setting. In my case, I can definitely ride bikes off-road, but only the bicycle, of course, the bicycle. I ride off-road using the bicycle, but as per motorcycle, I'm not yet that adept, or I'm not yet an expert. So maybe I'll have to train more so that I could ride off-road with my TMX Alpha. Because observing the YouTubers that's been doing it, I think it requires some professional training. Well, if you ride off-road, it's like you're trying to, you have to train. You have to train under a motocross, under a motocross type of discipline. You know, you have to train with motocross riders. Yeah, there. XRM motard can be used in the cities, but XRM Dual Sports, you can use it uh, more for off-road rides. Yeah, I reserved this already. I actually plan to get it soon, but But since it requires a lot of documents because we have to, I plan to pay it installment. But with the Honda TMX Alpha, I got it cash, so there wouldn't be any problem anymore. So I thought I better get the Alpha first. It's very practical to get it first because you can attach a tricycle to it later. And it will be very useful in the farm. Shout out to Bernard Quinones, who actually advised me to buy a Pantra because he said if you get tired of riding solo, you can actually attach a tricycle and it becomes a better bug out vehicle and a better farm vehicle. So there. But then again, I also like this particular model, Suzuki Raider J crossover. It came out in 2020. Suzuki Raider J crossover. This is live. I don't have a picture here, but it's the rival of Honda XRM. Honda XRM has been around for more than a decade, I think. It came out in 2005 or 2003, the first generation Honda XRM. But Suzuki also wanted to get a piece of the market and actually made their own version of uh, uh, what we call as underbone motorcycle for off-road. Okay, for mild off-road trail. So they actually created Suzuki Raider J crossover for the purpose. But the thing with Honda XRM Motard and Dual Sports and Suzuki Raider J crossover, they are they are manual, but they don't have clutch lever. So they are actually technically they are categorized as semi-automatic. Semi-automatic. Honda TMX Alpha is fully manual. And you know very well that manual motorcycles are a lot safer. Although they are difficult to operate, but they are a lot safer. And of course, they are a lot more cool because of that. The classic type. So there, we got it from a local branch of Motor Trades, and we got some freebies. Okay, the tools. Hinupa channel. Hi, Manay Hinupa. Some tools, freebies. Okay, this is actually part of the motorcycle, I think. But then, I think I have to go back to the shop because for the Phillips and the screwdriver, the handle is not here. I don't know how this works. So this one is okay. This one too, but for this one, the handle is not available. It's not with the toolkit. So maybe I'll remind them. They also gave me what is this? Keychain. So I have two of this. I kept the other one, and it's with the other, key. So this is the Honda key. And I immediately bought a keychain that actually suits the purpose. It's also black. This is actually a Batmobile. This is the car of Batman. So I got it as keychain. And plus this one, free from Moto Trade. 50 years, huh? 50 years. 50 years. Also, as a matter of course, we usually give, sprocket and chain. Let me guess, the picture of the motorcycle in the thumbnail is your bug out MC Kabuti channel. Actually, that's the motorcycle. I've been using it every night. So here. So this is free. This is part of the purchase, or maybe it's really part of it. Accessory, sprocket. This is Takasago chain, RK Takasago chain. So for those who are experts in moto vlogging, or for the moto vloggers out there, is this a good brand? This is Takasago chain. I think this is a good brand. It's a Japanese brand. According to the instructions in the manual, it's better to change the chain, the sprocket after the first change oil. Oil na pati. Takasago is durable according to Kabuti TV. I see. During your first change oil, you can already you can already replace or upgrade the chain and not the chain, the sprocket. And the second and third generation Honda Tmx Alpha, as per regulation of the LTO, has an automatic front light. When you turn on the motorcycle, the front light automatically also turns on. No switch, so it's not up to the rider. It's really part of the mechanism. According to the uh, to the dealer, it's actually in conformity with the LTO regulations and standards, safety standards as per lighting. But then again, during the first change oil, you may also opt to install what to install a switch. So you more or less have control over the front lights, headlights, I mean, so that you can save on battery life. Battery life. I've been uh, doing break-in of that particular motorcycle uh, at night because of that. Aside from it's safer at night, I think, because there's less there's less vehicles around. Also, I can also use the headlight, because it's on. Whenever you turn on the vehicle or the motorcycle, it's always on even during the day, as part of safety measures. But then according to the casa, you can actually have it, you can actually have a switch attached to it during the first change oil. So maybe I'll do that. Oh, and we got some freebies as well. Of course, this one is from, can you read it? Yeah, there. It's a mug, good for water, storing warm water, cold water even. Ah, it works. Well, thank you for this one. What else? Of course, the keychain, and the tools. Of course, the tools. But then again, the screwdrivers, the Phillips, they seem to lack, you know, the handle, where you attach the thing. Or maybe I'll just buy. But this is a good brand because it's Honda. These are Honda tools, so they're from the factory, so maybe they're really good. So maybe I'll go to the casa and ask for the accessory that is actually missing. All right. The chain, I mentioned the chain already, and of course the sprocket and the helmet. This is just a half-face helmet. Expat. I think Expat is from Korea and China also. It's okay to make modification even if it is under warranty. Kabuti TV. I guess not. There's 2 years warranty, and well, maybe I'll check, because I was told that if you open up the engine, it will void the warranty. So maybe yeah, maybe it's okay. But then again, the switch, yeah, maybe the switch is okay. It's okay to modify the switch. Yeah, if we try to recall what was announced during the there was this particular uh, process by the casa. It's a release, kind of formality for release of the vehicle. Of course, aside from the legalities, they also check the vehicle, everything's complete. There's a checklist and explanations and other stuff. For example, they told me to break in the vehicle or the motorcycle mildly. So they told me not to use the throttle that much, etc., etc. Throttle must be on the minimum, etc. So although some motor vloggers who are experts in motorcycles, they say that well, actually, uh, motorcycles, when you say mildly 40 kph, yeah, actually 40 kph. Because I only usually would run maximum of 50 kph when I ride it at night. So 40 to 50, because I cannot use the throttle. Aside from the fact that I'm not yet, I'm not yet an expert on riding the motorcycle. I'm more of a cyclist. So my throttle control is okay, but I'm being very careful. And aside from that, I was told not to brake in the vehicle, not to do yung high rev. So he told me to just use the throttle sparingly. I mean, not go full throttle. So 40 to 50, even 60. But last night it rained, so I couldn't. When you go to, we are here in Bicol. When you go to the roads leading to Legazpi City from Camarines, or you're going to Legazpi, the roads are wider and better. So it's at night, because of the pandemic, there are roads that are no longer being used, and they use the bigger vehicles, the trucks and the buses would use the diversion road. So the roads going there are pretty much open and wide, so and clean and clear. So it's easier to go fast when you're there. So, but then again, because of that thing that they said, that Motor Trade said, I only run usually up to 50, 40, 50. 50 when passing or overtaking slower motorcyclists, but not faster than that. Aside from, it rained last night, so the roads were slippery, and as I said, I'm new to motorcycling, so I know very well that uh, the brakes of a motorcycle, the front and rear brakes are actually useless when you are at top speed. So you can't use the brake when you're at top speed or you're very fast. It will cause instability with your motorcycle. So it's better just use what engine brake, clutch, and you can't use the brake so fast enough, because if you do that, you might crash. Especially during curves, when going through curves. That's one thing. So when you decide to go full throttle, you have to be sure that the road is clear, no curves, etc. And no people around, no houses around where dogs could just come out all of a sudden and actually kill you. Now, according to experts, if you encounter that, you know, you have to set your mind to it that when you encounter a dog, do not reduce speed, do not increase speed, do not use the brakes, do not evade, just stay put and hold the handlebar really, really, uh, hold it tightly. Sorry for the dog, but you have to survive. The same thing when you cannot avoid, you know, some potholes, potholes on the highway. Try not to avoid potholes all the time because you can only avoid them when the road is clear. Front is clear, back is clear. So there, but according to some moto vloggers or experts, yeah, dogs are included in my top 3 risks at road. Kabuti TV. Yeah, especially here in the Philippines. Uh, there are so many stray dogs, especially when you're traversing barangay level roads, even national highway, but more when you are traversing barangay roads. Uh, Last night, I went to one of our farms and I went via a barangay. I went via barangay roads, and there's so many in the middle of the night. There's so many drunk people walking along the street, walking on the side street, walking in the middle of the street, and the road was very dark, and I had to be very aware and very alert because they were, drunk, so they were walking, swerving, etc. And there were also dogs from here and there, from time to time, going to the highway. So, and also it rained, so the road was very slippery. So, uh, speed was only 40 kph, only 40. But the other motorcyclists around me were more, adventurous. I think I encountered around 4 or 5 that were running higher than 100 kph last night. Usually, being ridden by teenagers, young people generally, uh, who went to some, barkada event, I guess. And most of them were not even wearing any helmet, no shirts even. So no t-shirts because it was raining. They must have removed their shirts, put their shirts inside their backpack, and they had no helmet. And there were usually around 2 or 3 back riders. Dogs were the cause of my 2 over 4 motorcycle accidents. Imagine that, Kabuti TV. Imagine that, dogs. 4 motorcycle accidents, 50%, 2 of which caused by dogs, especially stray dogs. So when I was, you know, when I do cycling, when I ride my bicycle, uh, we would encounter dogs as a problem because they like to chase cyclists, they like to chase us. But as for motorcyclists, motorcycle riders, the problem now would be not the dogs chasing you, but the dogs, obstructing the road. And it may be pasaway ang mga aso sa kalsada, kapatid ni Lin, Yu, na-disgrasya na sa motor, kinagat pa ng aso, 21 na kagat. Oh my God, Manoy Alec official. So, Manoy Alec is telling us that there's this fellow who, because of some dogs, he must have, he dropped his or her bike. And after that, he or she was bitten by dogs because the dogs were able to catch up. 21 bites. Imagine. So there, dogs. Usually barangay roads. So according to the LTO regulations, the proper speed when you are traversing barangay roads is actually 20 kph, only 20. 20 kph, 20 kph. And but the thing with motorcycles is that, as we said, it's difficult vehicle to manage, just like the bicycle. But the thing is, it's cheaper. So many people actually have it. Well, there are branded motorcycles that are way expensive. But then again, it's the favorite mode of transport of most middle class Filipinos. So the thing is, you can have yourself educated in riding motorcycles from basics to intermediate to expert and to sports level. For example, if you want to get into racing or motocross riding, there are training programs available. Shout out to Madam Des Bunsho, Lourdes Bunsho, uh, a motorcycle racer and trail off-road trail rider and motocross rider, who actually told me that out there in Pili Camarines Sur, specifically Curi, Pili Camarines Sur, at the Cimarron motocross racetrack, there are people who are offering training. They're offering training in motocross riding. So if you're already good, you know, good in riding a motorcycle, you might want to be educated expert level to the expert level. You may want to get educated as a racer or as a motocross rider. It's up to you. But for people who are just starting, the LTO now requires a practical driving course when you are actually trying to obtain a license. So there's now a theoretical driving driving theoretical driving course needed. So you have to attend a 15-hour worth of lecture, okay, lecture by an LTO accredited instructor or by the LTO itself. Theoretical 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 driving course for people who want to get a student's license and later non-pro and professional license here in the Philippines. Oh, if you have so many violations, the LTO might also require that you undergo the theoretical driving course again. And also, the LTO is also requiring the so-called practical driving course. Practical driving course for everyone who wants to obtain a license, non-professional or professional. If you already know how to ride, the practical driving course becomes an assessment method. If you already know how to ride, they will just say, the people there will just say, okay, you already know how to ride. They sign it, and then you pass, and then you go directly to the LTO to take your examinations, the so-called written and practical examinations. If you pass the written examinations, then they will now ask you to to drive a motor vehicle. Incidentally, the LTO has released the Filipino Driver's Manual, Volume 1. This is the Volume 1, second edition. This is the second edition of the Filipino Driver's Manual. There's actually a Volume 2 for this. Volume 2. I got this because I'm into the legal profession. I find this very useful because it contains traffic laws and regulations. Particularly the volume 2 of this, the Filipino Driver's Manual volume 2. It contains all the laws and regulations that pertain to driving. So very handy. You can always have this in your vehicle. So you know the law. So you know your possible violations if ever, and you will know if ever the enforcer is only inventing, you know, violations so that he could issue you a ticket or something. So if you know the regulations and the laws, you have a copy, you can easily get this and turn to the particular page and then point it out to the enforcer, and there, have your camera ready, especially if you're a vlogger. So you might be able to escape all those cotton cups and cotton enforcers. Okay, I think this is our tambay for today. I've not been live for quite some time, and quite inactive on YouTube, um, as per live, and I have not been uploading new content. I have lots of content to be edited, but I have not uploaded them. But then again, I have lots of content on my YouTube channel that are scheduled for publication, you know, soon. And as a matter of fact, this particular small YouTube channel uh, has new content every Saturday at 6 p.m. New content every Saturday at 6 p.m. So I don't know if I have, maybe I'll be able to get more of this during my adventure hikes. There's one thing you can do also with motorcycles is you can indulge in moto camping, which is really fun as well. Moto camping. That's when you ride your motorcycle and bring your camping gear and go to a safe rural area with barangay permission, with permission from the landowner, with permission from for example the town or the municipality or the city. You can go there and you can, you know, go camping. If you don't have motorcycle, you can use your bike. So it's called uh, bike packing or bike camping, which is also really fun, especially if you are into field research. You are a scholar, you are researching a particular part of Filipino culture, or maybe you are a scientist, you are researching a particular, you know, kind of plant or a particular kind of insect, just like what's happening right there at Mount Isarog. There's so many researchers coming from UP Los Baños researching various types of plants, various types of animals and birds, etc. Because that's actually an ecosystem out there, a protected eco park. All right, this is Jason. It's been almost an hour. Thanks for joining me. Oops, let's see the live chat. Thanks for joining me, Kabuti TV, Noah Aleph Official, Zell TV, Selvi, Manay Anne Marie, Hinupas channel. There. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to be able to visit your houses soon. I've been watching moto vloggers lately, and it's quite fun. So maybe I could include the moto vlogging, but I'm not an expert on motorcycles. But maybe I could make content related to the outdoors. But then again, we have to ride safe, and we have to be educated, and we have to be cautious all the time. Right, Jason here for the Agbayon channel. This is a channel devoted to current events, literature, rock, music, the outdoors, martial arts, particularly Filipino martial arts, blade culture, and prepping and survivalism, whatnot. Thanks for watching, and remember, the pen is mightier with a sword.